In a stunning display of royal continuity and timeless elegance, the latest photographs emerging from the Danish royal family have sparked a wave of admiration, not just across Denmark, but far beyond the borders of Scandinavia. At the center of this visual celebration stands Crown Prince Christian, the young heir to the throne, whose poise, bearing, and emerging royal aura are captivating royal watchers and media outlets alike. But what has truly ignited emotional responses and headlines is the unmistakable echo of his father, King Frederik X of Denmark, in every gesture, every glance, and every carefully composed frame. As these images sweep through social media and traditional news alike, one cannot help but marvel at the subtle, yet deeply poignant message they convey, a legacy not just of power, but of presence, love, and unshakable identity. The Danish monarchy has long mastered the art of quiet symbolism, and the visual language of royalty has never been more powerful than in these recent portraits. Crown Prince Christian stands with the weight of history behind him and the guidance of a father whose own transition into kingship has only deepened the emotional gravity of these images. As viewers pore over every detail, from the tilt of Christian's head to the styling of his classic yet modern royal attire, the resemblance to a young Frederik is almost cinematic. In fact, it goes beyond mere resemblance, it is a deliberate mirroring, a visual metaphor, a statement of unity between generations. It is the crown speaking without words. Christian's gaze, calm yet thoughtful, mirrors photographs taken of Frederik decades earlier. In one striking image, he stands against the soft backdrop of Copenhagen's royal residence, his posture commanding, yet his eyes carrying that familiar blend of youthful uncertainty and inherited duty. It is as though the young prince is stepping into a role that was etched into his very DNA, not with theatrical pomp but with quiet assurance. And for many Danes, these photographs are more than a royal PR moment. They are a reminder that the future is secure, the monarchy is alive, and the connection between past, present, and future remains intact. There is a gentle pride in King Frederik's gaze whenever he appears alongside his son. Even in solo portraits of Christian, that legacy is ever present. Subtle styling choices nod to Frederik's earlier years as crown prince, such as tailored navy suits, minimalistic Danish design elements, and even the way Christian wears his watch, on the inside of the wrist, just as his father has done for decades. These aren't coincidences, they are royal cues, symbolic continuities that the public understands on an emotional level. It is about reinforcing the narrative that the monarchy is not merely inherited, it is cultivated, lived, and lovingly passed down. Royal insiders have hinted that this particular photoshoot, though seemingly spontaneous, was meticulously planned by both King Frederik and Queen Mary. As Christian approaches adulthood and increases his public role, every appearance is now part of a larger, finely tuned strategy. It's not about pageantry, it's about presence. It's about ensuring that the young prince grows into his role with authenticity and purpose, two qualities Frederik himself has embodied throughout his public life. The images of Crown Prince Christian are not only rich in symbolism but also evoke a deep emotional resonance with those who have followed the Danish royals for generations. People remember the young Frederik, often shy, sometimes burdened by the weight of expectation, yet always sincere in his efforts to serve the Danish people. Now, to see those very qualities reflected in his son stirs something timeless, a reminder of the enduring strength of family, tradition, and royal duty. It is a moment where past and future meet in a quiet photographic tribute. Critics and monarchists alike have commented on how the Danish royals have managed to balance tradition with modernity better than most European monarchies. The new images of Christian serve as a masterclass in this balancing act. The prince appears neither too detached nor overly commercial. There's no performative modernism nor forced nostalgia. Instead, he stands at the edge of two worlds, one built by his ancestors, the other still in the making, and he seems ready for both. International media have been quick to draw comparisons between Christian and other young royals across Europe. But what makes Christian's portrayal stand out is its intimate tone. There's something inherently Danish in the atmosphere of these images, a grounded elegance, a minimalist depth, a sense of serene responsibility. While some royal houses struggle with generational divides, the Danish monarchy has seamlessly woven its narrative of continuity through visual storytelling. Christian is not just the heir, he is the message, the living bridge between a popular king and a hopeful future. Among the most talked about photos is one where Christian is captured standing alone at the steps of the royal palace. The wind catches the edge of his coat, and the lighting falls in such a way that the scene looks almost painted. Observers were quick to note its similarity to an iconic image of Frederik at the same spot decades earlier. This visual echo is deeply touching, It's not just an aesthetic choice, it's a whisper from father to son, from king to prince, saying, "You are ready. Walk where I have walked. Led as I have led." King Frederik, ever discreet but deeply involved in shaping his children's public personas, is believed to have been instrumental in crafting this visual rollout. His belief in service over spectacle is evident in the tone of the photographs. There is no grand fanfare, no excessive royal regalia. The message is clear: the monarchy must be relatable, human, and visible not from a throne, but from the everyday moments that speak louder than any speech. Christian's posture, demeanor, and styling reflect this philosophy perfectly. Queen Mary's influence is also undeniable. Known for her immaculate sense of style, strong work ethic, and protective motherly presence, she has been pivotal in shaping Christian's royal journey. Though she is not in these images, her fingerprints are all over them, in the grace of the composition, the modest elegance of Christian's attire, and the respectful confidence with which he presents himself. It is a mother's invisible hand guiding a prince's visible path. The Danish people have responded with overwhelming support. On social media, fans and citizens have expressed how deeply moved they are to see such a clear reflection of Frederik in Christian. Hashtags like #father like son and #future King Christian have trended in Denmark and abroad. Commentators have praised the royal family's ability to capture the hearts of a new generation without sacrificing the values that make them special. There is a collective pride in seeing the next chapter of Danish monarchy unfold with such dignity and charm. Many royal historians have observed that this moment is reminiscent of when Frederik himself began his more visible transition into royal duty. Back then, it was Queen Margrethe who carefully orchestrated her son's appearances to slowly introduce him to the public in a way that felt organic and earned. Now, Frederik appears to be following in her footsteps, doing for Christian what Margrethe did for him. The royal cycle continues, not as a rigid tradition but as a living, breathing rhythm of service and leadership. These portraits are more than just snapshots in time. They are chapters in a larger royal narrative, a narrative that speaks to the power of legacy, the importance of preparation, and the profound beauty of seeing a child rise, not in rebellion, but in reverence of what came before. They show that being royal is not just about bloodline, it's about learning, evolving, and stepping into one's destiny with grace. It is perhaps no coincidence that these images surfaced at a time when Europe's monarchies are facing increasing scrutiny. In an age of digital transparency and public accountability, the Danish royal family has chosen to lead with authenticity. They have not shied away from showing their human side, through loss, through celebration, and now, through the quiet mentorship of a young man destined to be king. It's a story of legacy, yes, but also one of love, of learning, and of trust. For Christian, these images are his silent oath to Denmark, a promise made not through words, but through presence. A vow to uphold what his father has begun, what his grandmother has preserved, and what the Danish people continue to support. Every viewer who gazes upon these photographs becomes part of that promise, drawn into a moment that is both personal and profoundly public. As Christian steps deeper into royal life, these images will become iconic markers in his journey. But perhaps their greatest power lies not in what they show, but in what they suggest. That Denmark's monarchy is not stuck in time, it is evolving. That leadership is not about dominance, it is about dignity. And that the future king has not only the name, but the soul of a ruler, shaped lovingly by a father who knows what it means to bear the crown. Viewers of these images are not just looking at a prince. They are looking at the continuity of a nation's heart, reflected in a young man who carries not just a title, but the hopes of generations past and yet to come. In every line of his face, in every inherited nuance, the story of Denmark's royal family is being written anew. With King Frederik guiding from behind the scenes and Crown Prince Christian stepping forward, the stage is set for a future that is both familiar and refreshingly new. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment below to join the conversation. Your support helps us bring you even more royal updates, exclusive stories, and powerful narratives from the world of monarchies.